Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It's February the 14th, 2018. And today we're still going to do outcomes and probability, but we're going to use certain things to help us find the probability. And these things are tree diagrams and tables and formulas. Okay. So I'm going to start out with an example immediately. And I'm going to start with a tree diagram. Here is the scenario. I flip 3 coins at the same time. And I want to see what the outcomes would be. Would it be all heads? Would it be all tails? Now, instead of me doing it and recording it, I'm going to do it theoretically. And this is how I'm going to do it. Now, this is the space in your book. This is the space in your book. I want you to go down about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines and put a little dot right there at the beginning. So at the beginning, for the first coin, I'm going to go up and put a H for heads, and I'm going to go down and put a T for tails. That will be for my first coin. So what am I saying? My first coin could either end up on heads or tails. Now what about my second coin? If I threw this coin and it's heads, I threw my second coin, then along with this heads, it can go either heads or tails. But with my first coin landing on tails, my second coin could land on heads or tails. Are you with me? Now we're going to do the third coin. Along with this heads and this heads, the third coin could also be heads or it could be tails. Along with my first and second coin, it could be heads, tails, and my third coin could be heads or tails. See how I'm squashing things in so that it fits in? And my third coin could either be heads or tails with this heads, and again heads or tails with this tails. Now we're going to write the results. We're going to write what could actually happen. Now watch this branch. That's why they call it a tree diagram. This branch goes H, H, H. So I've got H, H, H as a possibility. This next branch does this. H, H, T. H, H, T. This next branch goes H, T, H. H, T, H. The next one goes H, T, T. H, T, T. Now moving on to the tails of the first coin. T, H, H. Or T, H, T. Or T, T, H. Or T, T, T. And now you can ask all kinds of questions. I'm just going to ask the following. What is the probability of landing each time on heads? So what am I looking for? Heads, heads, heads. Let's just write down the question. What is the probability of landing on heads, heads, heads? Now I'm going to look at my outcome and I go, there's one, just one. So my probability is 1 out of, now we count all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My chances of getting heads, heads, heads is 1 over 8. Got it? All right. So this is a tree diagram. We could also do a table, for example. That's a tree diagram. We can also do a table. Okay. My clothes that I'm looking at that I could wear are boots, high heels, or sneakers. And I can wear that with my jeans, my skirt, or my pants, my dress pants. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw in lines so that we can see how this is going to work. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Boots, jeans. That could be a possibility. Boots, skirt. That could be a possibility. Boots, pants. That could be a possibility. Now go to my next line. High heels, jeans. High heels, skirt. High heels, pants. Okay. Sneakers, jeans. Sneakers, skirt. Sneakers, pants. Okay. And now I can say, what are my chances of wearing boots and pants? Okay. Boots and pants. What are my chances? So I go find B and P. No. There it is. So it's one chance out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 out of 9 chances. Got it? This is a table. This is a tree diagram. And now we're going to do the formula to get it. Okay. I'm going to turn the page. I will pause for you if you're not caught up yet. I will pause. So let's turn the page. The formula to finding the probability is called something special. It's called the fundamental counting principle. The fundamental counting principle. Okay? And I'm going to go back to heads and tails. Okay? So I want to know, what are my chances of taking 3 coins and landing on heads, heads, heads? Now I've got to think about it. I'm not going to draw it out. I'm going to think about it. For my first coin, how many heads are there on my first coin? 1. How many sides are there to the coin? 2. For coin number 2, how many heads are there on that coin? 1. How many sides are there? 2. For my third coin, how many heads are there? 1. How many sides are there? 2. Now watch what the fundamental counting principle is. The fundamental counting principle says, if you do this, these 3 at the same time, and you use the fundamental counting principle, you just multiply all 3 fractions. Top times top, bottom times bottom. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So what are my chances of getting heads, heads, heads? It's 1 over 8. Now if you think back to the tree diagram, that's exactly what we got. This method is just much shorter. Now, this brings me to a special word. The word is, or words, is compound events. Compound events is when I find probability for 2 or more events. Okay? Because if you look at the coins, this is another event, so that's 2. This is another one, so that's 3. Okay? So compound events is getting the probability for 2 or more events. We're going to practice this fundamental counting principle one more time. There are, at the dinner table one night, 2 vegetables, 2 proteins like chicken and beef, and 3 2 vegetables, 2 proteins, and 3 starches. You're going to pick one vegetable. So picking one vegetable means I take 1 out of a possibility of 2. I have to pick 1 protein. So I pick 1 out of a possibility of 2. I pick 1 starch. No, let's make it interesting. Let's make it 2 starches. So I pick 2 starches out of a possibility of 3. I'm going to multiply them, and it's going to be 1 times 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and my answer is 1/6. Okay, how can I pick 1 vegetable, 1 protein, and 2 starches? I've got 1 out of 6 possibilities of how it's going to end up for me. Okay, what I can, what there is, what I can, what there is, what I can, what there is. And that, in a nutshell, is compound events, formulas, tree diagrams, and tables. We're going to practice this in class together. Thank you, guys.